Do you realize how powerful music is? Have you ever thought about not just how music can actually make you feel sometimes, but the places it can actually take you to when you're in the mood? Watch till the end to find some subtle but shocking truths. Have you ever wondered about where music in itself originated from? Did you know there's a spirit behind every music you listen to? So what kind of music should you really be listening to then? In our world today, music is not just everywhere, filling not only our homes, but our cars as we drive, and our ears as we visit the salon to fix our hair, and even as we exercise or walk the dog. But have you ever paused to consider the power that music holds? Music has a unique ability of touching our souls. Not only can it lift us to the highest peaks of joy, but it can equally plunge us into the deepest valleys of sorrow. And so not only can music inspire or motivate us, but it can even change the way we see the world. But this power is not neutral. It can be used to bring light into our lives. But at the same time, it can also be used to cast shadows. So just as a well-crafted song can fill our hearts with love and compassion, the wrong kind of music can equally stir up not just anger and discontentment, but other negative emotions also. And that's not even touching on the spiritual implications. Did you know whatever entertains you actually end up training you? You see, music is not just a collection of sounds and rhythms, but it's a form of expression that can carry a spiritual charge. And in the realm of secular music, this charge is often negative. The lyrics sometimes may not only glorify immorality and abuse, but even sow seeds of discord and strife, and even promote violence in a way that you clearly don't realize, but then it's there. And so the music itself, the very sound waves that reach our ears, can carry a spiritual influence that is subtle yet powerful. But how can this be? How can something as simple as a song have such a profound impact on our spiritual health? Well, the answer lies in the nature of music itself. Music is not only a form of communication, but a language that speaks directly to our souls. And just as words can carry a message, so can music. A message that not just influences our thoughts and feelings, but ultimately that of our actions as well. So, as we delve deeper into this topic, you will not only begin to see music in a new light, but also begin to understand and realize for yourself that there are certainly spiritual forces at work behind the scenes of the music industry. And not just that, but you will also begin to discover more about the tools you need to discern the good from the bad and the uplifting from the destructive. Because when it comes to our spiritual health, every note matters. If music can deeply influence our souls, then what is the force behind it? This question leads us into a fascinating exploration of the spiritual impact of music, in particular secular music. Do you realize that music, in its most profound form, is one of the few elements that can touch the soul directly? It's not just an auditory experience, but a spiritual one as well. Every piece of music, every melody, every rhythm, carries not just a certain energy, but also an influence. This influence doesn't leave us neutral, it stirs emotions within us. It can make us feel ecstatic, melancholic, energized, or even restless. And so let's now consider secular or worldly music. Did you know that there's an unseen force at play behind this music, and this force is none other than Satan, considered to be the god of this world? Did you also know not only does he imbues his influence, but his anointing also on this music? This is not a metaphorical statement, but a literal one. Did you know that when most music stars sign their record deals, they unknowingly or knowingly entering into an agreement with these dark forces? And did you also know that once these agreements are sealed, Satan dispatches spirits that accompany the music? The more we listen to certain music, the more we expose ourselves to these spirits. And these spirits, they're not just passive observers. They actively work to manifest the themes and messages conveyed in the music. For instance, if a song talks about heartbreak and despair, the spirits accompanying that song strive to bring these feelings into your life. If a song glorifies violence and anger, don't be surprised when you find yourself becoming more irritable and aggressive over time. It's as if these spirits travel through the sound waves, seeping into our lives. The power of music is undeniable, but what about the lyrics we sing along to? Just as the music carries an influence, so do its words. And so let's delve into this topic in the next segment. As we journey further, let's remember that discernment is key. It's not about shunning music altogether, but about understanding the forces behind it and making wise choices that nourish our souls. Ever found yourself singing along to a catchy song without really considering the lyrics? It's a common experience. Music has an uncanny ability to make us groove. even before we fully process the message it's conveying. But what if I told you that these lyrics, often overlooked in the heat of the rhythm, have a deeper influence than you might think? You see, the Bible clearly says that life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Lyrics, much like spoken words, have the power to shape our reality. They can act as a form of confession or prayer, and their repetition can invite experiences, both positive and negative, into our lives. Think of it like this. When you sing a song, you're not just producing a melody, you're also making a declaration. You're speaking words into existence and, in a way, inviting the experiences those words describe into your life. So the lyrics of the songs we listen to can, in a way, set the tone for our lives. But it's not just about the emotional impact. Do you realize the potential they have in shaping your spiritual journey? Just as prayers can open doors to blessings and protection, music can also, when negative, invite unwanted spiritual influences. And so it's crucial, therefore, to be mindful of the lyrics you're repeating, especially if done so unconsciously. The next time a catchy tune has you tapping your feet, take a moment to reflect on the lyrics. Are they aligning with your values and the life you want to lead? So, are there biblical examples of music's spiritual influence? Do you remember the story of David and Saul in 1 Samuel chapter 16? Whenever the evil spirit troubled Saul, what did David do? And what was the result? What happened when David played soothing music for him with his harp? Do you now see immense spiritual power that music can hold? If David's godly music had the power to drive out an evil spirit, does it not stand to reason that a music with a less righteous influence could invite these spirits in? Isn't this a sobering thought, and one that should give us pause to consider the kind of music we allow into our lives? Can the tunes we hear on the radio, the songs that make us want to dance or lift our mood, carry a similar spiritual influence? Did you know that many popular artists don't write their own lyrics? So where do these lyrics come from? Quite a surprising revelation, isn't it? So who or what is supplying these lyrics then? Did you know while some artists credit their inspiration to muses and others to their subconscious minds, some have openly admitted to something more sinister? So, what does this mean for us as listeners? Well, if the source of some of these lyrics are indeed malevolent spirits, then could the messages we absorb from these songs potentially not carry some spiritual influence? But does this mean we should avoid all secular music? Not necessarily, but it does mean we need to exercise discernment. We need to be aware of what we're listening to, what the lyrics are saying, and how it's affecting us emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. But what about the symbolism in music? Well, that's certainly a topic for another time. For now, let's remember, music is powerful, and its influence should not be underestimated. Have you ever noticed strange symbols or themes in your favorite music videos or album covers? Is it just a coincidence? How about the infamous 666 hand sign, also known as the OK sign? Has this not been flashed countless times during performances and in promotional materials? How about the all-seeing eye, another well-known occult symbol? It's often depicted inside a triangle or pyramid and represents the eye of Lucifer, supposedly seeing all. Do you find this symbol in album artwork, music videos, and even stage designs? When we repeatedly expose ourselves to these symbols and themes, we risk becoming desensitized to their evil nature. They begin to seem normal, even acceptable. But not only can it lead us away from our Christian values, but equally towards behaviors that do not honor God. So it's not just about the music we listen to, it's about the lifestyle that music promotes. These are not mere reflections of societal realities, but often they glamorize and normalize these behaviors, subtly influencing our perspectives and attitudes. The power of music extends beyond its ability to entertain. It has the potential to shape our thoughts, emotions, and even our actions. As we've explored, music holds great power, but it's up to us to discern what we invite into our lives through our music choices. Today we've taken a deep dive into the spiritual impact of secular music. We've journeyed through the rich tapestry of melodies and rhythms, exploring their profound influence on our souls, our moods, and our spiritual well-being. We've learned that music, like a double-edged sword, has the power to uplift or to bring down. Its effect on us is not neutral. It either lifts our spirits or drags them down, depending on the source of the influence behind it. We've seen how Satan, the god of this world, seeks to spread his anointing on secular music, using it as a tool to manipulate our emotions and our spiritual state. We've highlighted the influence of lyrics, likening them to prayers that, when repeated, shape our reality. We've touched on the importance of discerning the content of what we listen to and the potential consequences it can have on our lives. We've examined biblical examples like David and Saul demonstrating the power music has over spirits, both good and evil, and we've underscored the potential dangers of opening ourselves up to the wrong kind of influence through the music we choose to listen to. We've also delved into the darker side of secular music, but remember, this isn't about instilling fear. It's about equipping you with the knowledge to make informed decisions about the music you listen to. It's about encouraging you to use discernment, to be aware of the spiritual influences at work in the music industry. So as you navigate the world of music, keep these insights in mind. Choose music that aligns with your faith and values. Music that uplifts your spirit and draws you closer to God. Remember, it's not about fear, but about making informed decisions that align with your faith and values. Go ahead, let's hear you out in the comments section, like, share, and subscribe. You can also use the link in the description to support our channel, helping us create more inspiring contents at Jojo Cabs Unedited, where life's true essence unfolds.